Right, good morning everyone. Now, back to the house. This is, well, the house. I've altered it again. The last time you saw it, I've done this. I did take the bird box off and I've put it on the side. Just that I'll have it on the side instead. This wanted fixing back on and I managed to do that and put this together. So I'm going to fix this on now. And all I have to do, excuse me, take my pliers and snip this wire. Do you remember that's how I held it on and then used glossy accents to sort that out? And I'm just going to snip off them bits. It's all going to be painted black anyway. But, and then what I can do is to snip that bit off because it's too, that's it, that's long enough for me. And then what happens is that goes back into there. I'm going to push that through. And then from this angle, I'm going to glue that in and press that down. So now that can be glued. And then I'll just paint over it all. Which I actually was going to do this last night, but I wanted to do it online. So all I'm doing is popping the bit of glue. This is the glossy accents again. Around that. And then that can be painted. So we'll leave that like that. And then I can hang the bell from here. Not fussed about this section or this. The rest of it can be painted. Got the drain pipe on, like I said. The other thing I did, now, I made a stair thing for that. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to work, so we're going to try it. I do need my spike again, just to make sure that the hold I put in, because I did try and glue it in before, and it didn't work. So hopefully we can get it to work now. Just keep moving that about. Sorry, I might have to turn this around and that. So I'm right-handed. Oh, it did go in there. And then this one. I think I need, that's right, I needed to realign that, didn't I? Like that. And that went in there. So I'm not sure if this is going to work. We'll see. And all I've done is just use the glossy accents. So I've got to get this one in first. Like that. Then that one. Then that one. And then that one. And I'm not bothered if it's not even. See this? I have to take, it's come off. Oh, what a shit. Well, I'll glue it on. That knocked it off. Never mind, hang on. I'll have to glue that back on. Let me just see. So for now, I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue on it to get it to hold in position. Like that. Yeah. Well, it's worked. And when that's dried, I will sort all of that glue bit out. Well, I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled. I've just got to somehow Do I have to? Not really. I don't have to get rid of that. But yeah. So I've now got my stairwell, and all I did was turn the wire and curl it, and then just glued on these sections, hopefully in the right place. Yeah. Oh my. It's quite good, isn't it? It turned out better than what I thought, but once, you know, it's going to all be glued in. I'm going to use the glossy accents, of course, to glue all the stairs in anyway. Glue the banister in. And I won't try and cut them until I know, you know, I've got them dried enough. If I can, I might just, I can always take this off and then clip these from the back, but I'm going to try and do it from here actually. Let me just see. Yeah, got that off. Might be able to do it on each one. Whoops a daisy. Hang on. Right, well, that's on. I just might need to sort this one out. Like I said, I'm not that fussed about it, one of them showing. Well, you can't see it actually, it's that one. I might be able to shorten it a bit, which will do. Yeah, I've got that off. So, and that's more like what I'm looking for. I've had to pull it in a little bit, but I'm not fussed. That's it. And like I said, all of that will be, yeah, that's fine. I'm happy with that. Like I said, all of this can be taken off. I can peel it off. Now, let me just get that off there. What I'm going to do, glue this back on. Like that. Might need just a little help. And we can get rid of that. It will all dry. There. That will be fine. Oops, that's not in place, is it? Take that off again. Sorry, wasn't in place. That is. I'm just going to leave that like that. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. Once it's all dried. Yeah. So what I'm going to do now is just finish painting all the black up again. So I'm going to do that. I'm using my little tub. Here's my paint. Whoopsie daisy. See, I've just took that off. So I'm going to have to put that one back on. But that's not a problem. I can do that later. So I'm going to leave it like that to remind me to do it. And it's going off there. So I'm going to have to recolour them. But yeah, I'm thrilled with that. Really nice. So that's that. You got to remember all the nooks and crannies where the colour's got to go on. And if you do it all black first, then if you happen to miss anything, at least it's black and it doesn't show as much. Right, I've got to do in here. Underneath there. I think we've got all of it. Yeah, I think we've got it. And I'm quite thrilled with that. Quite thrilled. So I now have to let that dry before I can do anything else on it, and then I can finish painting that up. And I'll be back. Right, now what I've done is I've used this, which is the textured paste, and it's Dale and Rowney. It's really, really good. I find it one of the best to use. And you brush it on. So that's what I've just done. Just brushed a layer on. And it sets like a paste. Like a cement. So I've only done it to the front and the sides at the moment. It's not finished because I've got to put the brickwork in. And I'm going to put the stonework in. And then we can paint it all. I did start to just give these a coat, that's all, of acrylic paint. They're not staying like that, but it's just to give them a coat ready. I've got to finish waiting for this to dry in order to do more of the the textured paste. I've glued this back, and I'm just waiting now for it to dry. And then when it's dry, I will be back and show you how to, well, I'll just take you through the next process of what I do. So I'll be back soon. Right, what I've now done is I have added some of this, which is like a honeycomb. And I've cut to pieces just for decoration, basically, in the window. I'm just going to carefully show you the top. This is being held. I put some acetate in first, then pinned it in. Can you see? And I do have some on the other side, but I need it to dry on the two windows behind. So right now, I'm just waiting for that to dry. Right, as I was just saying, and then the camera cut out. What I've done is I've started to paint. Now I did add some ink to, because I've done the texture, but I did add some ink and I don't like it. It's not doing what I want it to do. So what I've done is I'm going to start and paint the intricate bits first, so that any mess can be cleared up by the paint I'm going to put on the surface of the main wall. And these are going to, although I've painted them brown, they're going to be brick red. These have got to have the knots in and from the wood and the lines like it's planks. We've got to have the doorknob on as well. What I have done is I did put those on. Do you remember what I took off that thing? So I've put those on. This is now nice and stuck well. I've got to paint all of this next. I've done the base on so many, and they're like this woodwork. Obviously, it's got to look like planks of wood. So I'm just touching up now. This is getting ready. I've done this bit, and they're like I say, they're going to be brick red. I've got this door to paint as well, and these shutters and everything. So I'm doing bits now, and I'm just gonna. it's really difficult to concentrate and film at the same time. So I'm only going to be doing sections of it because it's, like I say, it's difficult to share. I often go very, very quiet, which is unusual for me, but while I'm working on things, I sometimes don't talk at all, and I just like to get on. And so all I'm doing is very quickly giving it a top coat of the main colour that I'm going to use on these doors and windows and whatnot. I'm using just acrylic paints. Acrylic paints, I'm not sure if you know, for those of you who don't, you can add water. If they're a little bit thick, and mine haven't been used in a while and I'm having to use a little bit of water. So I don't dip my brush in and then just paint. All this will look like planks of wood. Yeah, I'm fine with that. So now all I've got to do basically is I'm going to start and paint the colour of the brick, but I need to get some brickwork and I'll be back in a minute. Now basically all I'm doing is painting the outside. I've taken the mesh off the front, I didn't like that. I don't mind it on the windows. Now I've got two shades of grey, a dark grey and a lighter one. And I'm using quite a rough brush, which I'm not fussed about because it needs to have, it puts the paint on like a texture, which is what I'm after. And then we just go straight in with the grey, with the lighter grey, and stipple it. And it does give that like a proper texture wall look. Hang on, sorry, that's my phone. Right, sorry about that. I've just added a little bird cage. Remember when I made a little bird nest? Do you remember when I made those out of the filler, that heated plastic? Well, I found it and I thought, oh, that's small enough to go on the house. Not fussed about it, we can colour it in later. It is a little bit awkward trying to share this with you, but sorry. I'll do all the back the last. I need to concentrate on getting this done. Something like that. And it just looks so much more natural. A little bit more white in here. Okay, so we've got it as dark as I need it. Now I can do all touching up later on, because these are going to be the brickwork, the stonework around there, if they work. I've not opened them for a while. And I need a very thin brush. And maybe that one will do. I just need a touch of each. Right, so I'm just mixing a little bit of orange with a bit of red. And we get that like a brick red colour, see, like that. Like I say, I can go over any of it if I need to. We're just doing the first coat. Well, it's had a base coat on. Now, I've done some of the house here. It will dry darker, which is what I want it to do. I'll put a little bit of red on that. And then we'll have to colour it into, you know, like this. It's drying two-tone. So we will need to do that. That's what I wanted to do to dry darker. I don't have any on that side. Just put my fingers in the paint. So let's have a look. Bit more red, bit more orange. I might change this, take that out and put doors in with a winch, like a baker's thing, and have an arm coming out with some bails on. I might do that yet. I'm not sure. I can't make my mind up, and if I can't make my mind up, I'll leave it until I can. See, it's drying darker. Yeah, which is what I want it to do. Okie dokie. Now I'm just going to go back to the black because I want to get this done. No. Wrong brush, I can tell. I want something fine. Let's see if I can do it with this one. I've got such poor eyesight. And I've got my glasses on. Now you see when I put the glue, it's made it look like a hinge, you know, like a wall mount. So I'm going to take advantage of that. And add a little bit of paint to it. Like a wall mount. I'm happy with that. And then I hang a bell from there. Okay, so now I've got that. I have put a gate on it, which I now need to paint. And I'm going to use the brown again for that. Sorry, it does need to be cleaned out. Try and keep, I normally do keep them clean, but I can't remember. I must have been busy or something happened, I don't know. This is not me, because I like to look after my things. I've had things for years. This is why my lid wouldn't shut. There we go. Let's clean that up. Right. Need that there. So, let's get going. Right, a little bit of water on my brush. Mix a bit of paint on here. And I'm just going to go over all the woodwork that I've accidentally touched up with the grey. See, like a little rug. It's a little crocheted rug. And we're going to use the hot glue for this, I think. A little rug as you go in. All bits come in handy. The other thing I could do, which I might do actually, if I can find some of the... Oh, yeah, I've got it here, the old brown. I should have done this before I painted, but never mind. Yeah, I could have done that instead, and I might do that. Hang on. It might not work. It's an awkward place to try and do it. Look, I've knocked that off now, but we'll have to glue that back on in a minute. There. Yep, I can do that. It's fine, I don't mind. I'll take that one. See, I've pulled that off now, but never mind. There we go. I'll flatten that in like that. That's fine. And then what I'm going to have to do and just touch up where it have affected it. I'm going to paint that underneath brown there, which will help disguise the fact that it's not folded over, should I say. And then we don't need one on the top because it's got the rug. Now I wish I'd taken the pipe up here, up to the gutter. We can put a guttering on it or something. See, like that. You do also need to get these in a good light so you can see what you've missed. And that's it for this time. Tomorrow I will do part 3. I'll see you then. Bye bye for now.